Hey, this is Seth at West Coast Sailing. Today I'm just going to talk to you about the differences between the Hobie Compass and the Hobie Outback. One of the biggest differences between these two kayaks is the rudder. The Outback has the traditional Hobie twist and stow rudder, which they've been using for years, and it's a great setup. This is just kind of a rundown of how it works if you're actually looking at the rudder itself. And then these are your controls from the deck. So just your downline, locking it into the cleat. That's going to keep it down when you're in the water. And then when you're ready to pull it back up, you just pull the up line. That'll swing it back on the deck. The steering handle is recessed into the deck a bit, which makes loading easier, but some people don't love this feature. The rudder on the Compass is much more like the rudder on the Hobie Pro Angler, in that it's a blade that kind of sticks down so it doesn't twist up on top of the deck. The great thing about it is there is just one control for up and down. Pull it into the cleat, release it, drops right down. It is super simple and super quick. The blade itself is loaded with a piece of bungee that allows it to travel, so if you do run into a rock or beach it can actually bounce right back down. And the steering handle is actually on top of the deck on this, which some people might find easier. Moving on to one of the most important things for your own comfort, the seat. The Outback has the Hobie Vantage seat, which is super comfortable and super adjustable and really easy to take in and out of the boat. For that reason, it is one of the best kayak seats on the market, if not the best out there. So the Compass seat is a custom seat that was made specifically for this boat. The only thing I would really say from a comparative perspective between these two is the Compass seat is a lot more manual as far as moving it up and down and making adjustments. But altogether, it's still a super comfortable seat. You still have the ability to go up and down. Just make sure that you lock it in. A lot of people, I think, don't realize that you have to manually clip these in once you sit them down in the hull. Now we're going to move on to the deck layout and your storage setup. The deck on the Hobie Outback has pretty much remained the same throughout the years, and that's because honestly it's a great layout. Up front you've got your hatch that leads into the hull. You do also have the little plug so you can use the Mirage Sail Kit on this one, which is a feature you won't find on the Compass. You've got your twist and stow hatch in the cockpit as well as on the rear of the boat, and on top of that you've got those two little plastic gear pockets in your cockpit that you're not going to have on the Compass. You've also got 4 built-in rod holders, where you only have 2 on the Compass. Now taking a look at the Compass, first thing you'll notice is the stern has a lot more space on the deck than you had on the Outback. Then we move up to the front. You don't have that twist lock hatch, but you do have a nice bungee covered storage space up here. And underneath that you could actually put a twist lock hatch in here. That's been a pretty popular upgrade. And you've got 2 Hobie H-tracks up front for mounting gear instead of those 2 front rod holders. The drive is the most talked about difference between these two boats. The Outback has the Mirage 180 drive, so that means you have forward and reverse right there at your fingertips. On top of that, this is the Arc drive. It's got 2 buttons up top. You can actually adjust basically to the height of the paddler really quick. This is just a shot of those fins flipping around super easy with the 180 drive. Going back to the Compass, you've got the standard GT drive. Still a great drive. The main feature you're going to be missing here is you're not going to have reverse. And if you do want to change the length a little bit, you're going to use these little cranks on the inside. They're going to allow you to do it. Alright, and finally we're going to talk about the hull. Ultimately, without getting too in-depth on hull design, these two boats perform really similarly. The Outback does have a little more rocker, which is going to be great for guys who are going offshore, so if that's what you're into, this is the boat for you. The Outback and the Compass are both really great boats. What you're looking at here is just a difference between a lower price point and some really cool features.